Ever met someone who's sweet as pie until you say no? Then, suddenly, they're a different person. This isn't about them being bad. It's about a hidden truth behind their kindness. We often encounter individuals who exude kindness, generosity, and charm. They are helpful, supportive, and seemingly selfless. We admire them, trust them, and perhaps even rely on them. But what happens when you, for the first time, decline their request, set a boundary, or simply act in a way that doesn't align with their expectations? Suddenly, the mask slips. The warmth turns cold, the generosity vanishes, and a subtle, sometimes overt, resentment emerges. This isn't true kindness. It's conditional kindness, a transactional form of interaction where goodwill is offered with an unspoken expectation of return. This script will unmask this common pattern, revealing how it's deeply intertwined with attachment, upadana, craving, ta, and a hidden sense of ego, concealed mana, and how understanding this can liberate both the giver and the receiver. Marcus was the quintessential good guy in his community. He volunteered for every charity event, offered financial advice to struggling friends, and was always the first to lend a hand, whether it was moving furniture or fixing a leaky faucet. People adored him, often saying, "Marcus would give you the shirt off his back." His colleague, Sarah, had experienced his generosity firsthand. When her father fell ill, Marcus had tirelessly helped her navigate insurance claims and even covered some of her shifts. Sarah felt an immense debt of gratitude. So, when Marcus approached her with a small favor, to co-sign a loan for a new business venture that seemed risky, Sarah felt a knot in her stomach. She had just bought a house and was financially stretched. Hesitantly, she explained her situation, gently declining. Marcus's smile faltered. His eyes, usually warm, hardened. "I see," he said, his voice flat. "After everything I've done for you." The next few weeks were a chilling silence. Marcus stopped greeting her, ignored her emails, and even subtly undermined her suggestions in team meetings. Sarah was bewildered, then hurt, then angry. She had always seen him as a beacon of selfless kindness. Now, she saw a calculating ledger where every good deed was an investment, awaiting its return. The realization hit her like a cold wave. His kindness wasn't a gift, it was a loan, and she had just defaulted. The weight of his unspoken expectation, now revealed, was heavier than any debt. Marcus's reaction and Sarah's subsequent pain expose a profound truth about human interaction. Not all kindness is born of pure compassion. Often, it's an unspoken contract, a subtle exchange where favors are given with the expectation of future reciprocation, recognition, or control. When these unwritten terms are not met, the underlying attachments and egoic desires surface, leading to resentment and conflict. This is not a judgment of Marcus, but an invitation to look deeper into the nature of our own giving and receiving. What is the true cost of kindness when it comes with strings attached? And how can we cultivate a generosity that truly liberates rather than binds? Conditional kindness, though seemingly benevolent, is rooted in fundamental defilements, kleshas, that Buddhist teachings illuminate. 1. Upadana, clinging/grasping. Upadana refers to the act of clinging or grasping, not just to material possessions, but also to ideas, views, and even the outcomes of our actions. In conditional kindness, there is a subtle clinging to the idea of being a good person or to the expected return for one's kindness. Marcus clung to the idea that his past favors entitled him to Sarah's reciprocation. This clinging creates suffering when the expected outcome doesn't materialize. 2. Ta, craving/thirst. Ta is the craving or thirst for existence, for becoming, and for non-becoming. In the context of conditional kindness, it manifests as a craving for recognition, appreciation, control, or a specific outcome. Marcus's kindness was fueled by a craving for Sarah's loyalty and willingness to fulfill his request. When this craving is frustrated, It leads to anger and disappointment. It's the thirst for things to be a certain way, for others to act in accordance with our desires. 3. Concealed mana, hidden conceit/arrogance. Mana is conceit or arrogance, a sense of superiority or self-importance. Concealed mana refers to a more subtle, often unconscious, form of this. In conditional kindness, it's the hidden belief that one's generosity or helpfulness makes them superior, or that others owe them something. Marcus, perhaps unconsciously, believed his past good deeds elevated him to a position where his requests should be unquestioningly granted. When his perceived status was challenged by Sarah's refusal, his hidden conceit was exposed, leading to a negative reaction. This subtle form of ego is often the most insidious, as it operates beneath the surface of seemingly altruistic actions. Understanding conditional kindness is the first step towards cultivating true, unconditional kindness. Here's how. 1. Practice generosity without expectation. Selfless giving. Give freely, without any thought of return, praise, or control. Focus on the act of giving itself and the benefit it brings to others. This directly challenges ta and upadana. 2. Observe your intentions. Right thought before acting. Pause and examine your motivations. Are you giving because you genuinely wish to help, or is there a subtle expectation of something in return? Cultivate right thought to purify your intentions. 3. Embrace impermanence. Anika, understand that all things, including relationships and the outcomes of our actions, are impermanent. Clinging to specific results or reactions from others will inevitably lead to suffering. Practice letting go of attachment to outcomes. 4. Develop true compassion. Metta/karuna. Cultivate metta, loving kindness, and karuna, compassion, the wish for all beings to be free from suffering. This genuine concern for others' well-being transcends personal gain or expectation. When your kindness stems from compassion, it is truly unconditional. 5. Recognize your inherent worth. Anita, understand that your worth is not dependent on external validation or the approval of others. Your value is inherent. This understanding helps to dismantle concealed mana and frees you from the need to prove yourself through conditional acts of kindness. In a world where transactions often masquerade as connections, what if the greatest gift we could offer and receive is a kindness so pure, so free of expectation, that it asks for nothing in return? What if true generosity lies not in what we give, but in the liberation we find when we let go of all conditions? If you've ever felt the sting of conditional kindness, or perhaps recognized it within yourself, consider this. The path to genuine connection begins when we untie the strings of expectation. Share this message, and let's explore the boundless freedom of unconditional kindness. Namaste.